Welcome to the Principles Gallery, helping you to bridge the gap between God's design and our behavior. Today's principle is when you do the right thing, whatever results from that, good or bad, is the right thing. And when you do the wrong thing, whatever results from that, good or bad, is the wrong thing. Now, in order to help you to understand this, I need to lay some foundation. See, the Bible says that we should be excellent at what is right and innocent of evil. I would submit to you that in Christian culture today, we're far from that design. You see, 50 Shades of Grey isn't just the title of a movie and a book. That's how we view the world as Christians. Everything depends on the circumstances. We're influenced by our perception of what the results will be before we make a decision. We make choices based on what we think the results of that choice will be, not based on what we know is right or what we know is wrong. And the Bible says to be excellent at what is right. Now, what does that mean? You know, I read that the Treasury Department, when they train their agents to spot counterfeit money, the way that they do that is they put them in these rooms and they're never allowed to see counterfeit money. They spend hours and hours and hours studying the real thing, looking at real money. And because they get to know the real thing so well, when the counterfeit comes into their presence, they spot it immediately. That's what it means when it says be excellent at what is right and innocent of evil. You know, when we hear the word righteous or righteousness, we think of not doing something bad, right? We think that to be righteous means you don't do bad things. But you see, righteousness isn't simply the absence of sin. Righteousness is the presence of right. We need to learn, once again, what is right. Now, how do you know that? How do you know what is right? In Psalm 119, the question is asked, how can a young man keep his way pure? And the answer is, in Psalm 119, by keeping it according to your word I will treasure in my heart that I might not sin against you. So it comes to knowing God's design, comes to knowing God's law, comes to knowing what is right and what it's wrong. So now listen again. When you do the right thing, whatever results from that, good or bad, is the right thing. And when you do the wrong thing, whatever results from that, good or bad, is the wrong thing. Let me illustrate how that works. Let's say that I'm manager of a company, and I've got an employee working for me that over time has been not satisfactory, and despite my best efforts have not been able to get him to perform right, and many helps and warnings, and I've come to the conclusion where it's the right thing that I'm going to have to let him go. But I know his life. I know what's going on with him, and I know that he has 3 children, and that if I lay him off, it's very likely they're going to lose their house and be homeless. So how could that be the right thing? How could that be the right result? But it truly is when you do the right thing, whatever results, good or bad, is the right thing. You see, I don't know what God might be doing in his life, that God will take care of him in that homelessness and maybe teach him something that could not learn any other way. But let's reverse that. Let's say I know about that. In order to prevent that, I decide that I'm going to cheat on the reporting to the company when I let him go and make it look like that it's something else in order that he might get a larger severance pay, and also cheat him by reporting to the government so that he's not, that he can get better help from the government so that he won't become homeless. You see, I've done the wrong thing and it looks like I'm getting a good result. It's the classic, the ends justify the means, but it never will. In God's economy, when you do the right thing, whatever results, good or bad, is the right thing. And when you do the wrong thing, whatever results, good or bad, is the wrong thing. You cannot do a right thing and get a wrong result. And you cannot do a wrong thing and get a right result. Now, to fully understand why that's true, because see, initially, it looks like that's not true. Sometimes you say, how could it be right for a man with 3 children to be homeless? But see, in the long run, you will always find out God will turn out to be right when he does the wrong thing. When you later watch the video on the principle of the laws of the harvest, and you'll come to understand how this works, why we can always bear out that you cannot do a right thing and get a wrong result, and you cannot do a wrong thing and get a right result. God bless you. I'm Pastor Sam Lewis for the Living That Matters Principles Gallery.